design for a house here in Alabama. And yeah, right now the house as it sits is a single story house. So this part is existing, and we're adding basically this roof structure, some windows, some gables, some dormers, and hopefully that'll be fun. Y'all can interact with me if you got any comments or questions or concerns. Pop in here, share, like and share this live for me if you don't mind, so that other people can see what we're doing. Can everybody hear okay? Can you hear my voice okay? Is it coming through? Somebody give me a thumbs up in the chat if you don't mind. Eric, can you hear my voice okay? All right, get some people showing up. Yay, I love this. So I think this might be a little bit of a hack, Jeremy. You know, people sitting at home. Who's at home today? Just sitting on the couch watching this, thinking, I wonder what he's doing.
Of course.
So this is a single story home in Alabama. We do these designs all over the place. And just quick intro. My name is Ben Strout. I'm an architect, a contractor, home builder. And we have invented a really cool system where we're able to add a second story on your home while you live there. And this is me doing some sketching, coming up with some ideas about what it could be, watching Stanley Cup, and now you. Awesome. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, we have a lot of fun doing what we get to do. And I am going to do some kind of, what you call it, perspective drawings. Let's go, Edmonton, go. There you go. We got a little bet going in the background here. I don't even know who's playing. I grew up in the Northeast and had buddies that played hockey, and it hurt too bad. I played a couple times, and yeah, when you get hit, it just hurts. I'm just like, no, I don't want to do that. So yeah, hockey's a no for me, but I love how brave you have to be and tough. So more power to that, if you can handle it. But okay, so again, my name is Ben Strout. I'm an architect. And well, actually, I started my life in the construction. Why were carports built over garages? Why did they do that instead? I don't know. It pretty much could be a garage if you put a door on it. But I think cost, this was probably a pretty, yeah, exactly. This was probably a pretty inexpensive build when it was built. And it's funny because, now it's like a 900 square foot house in a nice neighborhood. And that's actually one of the things that's so cool about the Another Story system is that we don't, when you're working with a smaller footprint house, this really is a leverage point, especially if you're in a nicer neighborhood where you're able to. Thanks for sharing the live for me. I really appreciate that. Like and share this live for me if you get a second. Just throw it up to some people. And one of the things I wanted to say is, like, if you are somebody that's been following me and you want to see this come up again when you come back around, if you go to your settings on TikTok, you can go in there and say, what is it?
Notifications?
All notifications. Yeah. Turn on all notifications. And whenever we go live, you'll get to see us doing these designs. So yeah, we would love to chat with you and have you come in here. And yeah.
I had it at the
What's that?
Said I had it at the ready.
You had it at the ready. Thank you. Yep. Jeremy's my backup. He's my wingman. Can you, are you going to pop into the?
No, I need to stay in the background tonight. I'm bouncing between Joyce, bouncing up and down between naps. So.
Gotcha. Cool. No, that's great. But yeah, so we're designing, and we've got some likes, some loves. If you have any questions about what we're doing, don't hesitate to jump in here. What I would like to highlight about what I'm drawing and what we're doing, that's probably the not obvious, but probably the most important thing, is the fact that our system, we have a proprietary system called the Another Story system, which enables you to add, go off, bro. Yeah, man. Enables you to add a second story on your home while you live there and not displace you, and also keep your house safe during the construction. So a lot of people have considered the idea of like, hey, maybe I would like to, add some additional space to my home. That would be great. But the idea, or, you've probably heard of the horror stories of people adding space to their home using with adding a second story on their home and water getting in, or some other damage to the main level that came from the process of. Can you do it on a trailer? No, not really. Would it be safe to assume the system would allow you to add a third story? No, it's not safe to assume. It can happen. So the problem with the third story really isn't so much the structural issues as it is the zoning and the city issues. It depends on where you are. Most of the time, the city doesn't like buildings that get that tall. So that's kind of a non-starter a lot of times. But we would love to still take a look at it. Some of the workarounds for that is to kind of like do more like a story and a half. So you can still pop up the second story and then basically use the area underneath the new roof that you've made. But, can you add a story to a modular home? Yes. Depends on the construction. We work all over the place. So we are in, our office is in Alabama, but we have contractors in Boston and in Florida and in Utah, and we're adding more of them all the time. Hey, Jeremy, did you get a chance? We just got some really good marketing work that we've been working on with a really cool group, and they sent us a link. I don't know how long before that goes live, but I am so pumped about that marketing. It really, the guy that we're working with has really captured the heart and soul of what it is that we're trying to do for contractors, but what it is we're trying to do for all of the different parties involved with the Another Story system. But yeah, it's next level, and I'm loving it. So again, I'm Ben Strout, and why should you care what I have to say about adding space to your home? I'll tell you why. Because I've done it the wrong way. I've done it the wrong way several times. And once you see that you don't have to do it the wrong way, and that there's a better way to go about it, you just want to tell everybody about it. So thank you guys. Thank you so many people for showing up tonight. I really love this. This is great. Thank you so much. Like and share this live for me if you don't mind. Again, I'm an architect. I started my life as a carpenter, and we have invented a way to add a second story on your home while you live there. And our system is called the Another Story system. And if you're all interested in learning more about how we can help you and help your family get the space that you need while you live in the home without being displaced, we would love to talk to you. And here's the deal. Like we get a lot of people who are like, oh, you know what? That doesn't work for me. I wanted to put a third story, or, I wanted to, do it on a modular home and the construction isn't enough to hold it. Well, guess what? You probably know somebody. If it's not you, it could be your cousin, your friend, your mom, your uncle, somebody that needs more space. And the idea for that is that if they need more space and they're stuck because the idea of moving out is just not feasible for them, we can help them. We can help them think about modular as we have yeah, absolutely. We'll always flush things, and that's honestly, yeah. And that's the thing. So Jeremy is one of the guys that's working with me. He's one of my business partners. I didn't realize he was him commenting.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
No, I was saying flush out things, not flush things. We are whoops.
Flesh. Yeah, okay.
Flush things out.
Yeah, you can flush things too, like down the toilet. Now, I've flushed some of my designs for sure. But yeah. I think I what are you a Zennial or what's your generation?
I don't know. 92. I feel like I'm
92. Oh yeah. So I don't know what you are. But anyways, they have different language in your generation that I don't always understand. Flushing it out.
I said flush it out is what I meant. You said flesh it out. Let's just make that very clear.
You like to flush it out or flesh it out?
Either way, you know what I mean both ways. You get the point.
I get the point. I love it. Okay, so again, I feel redundant when I'm on here, but I feel like it's the best thing so that people can understand what it is that I'm talking about. We have invented a way to do this to your home. If you live in a single-story home, if you live in a nice neighborhood where the values of your home are great and you wish you had more space, but you're stuck because your house is too small, we can do this. We can add a second story on your home while you live there. And we would love to do that for you. Let's get to 5,000 likes. Who's down for that? Let's go. Go. All right. And thank you guys so much. You guys could be doing anything on a Monday night and you're watching me do this sketching thing, which I really enjoy. It's very cathartic and relaxing for me. I love doing whiteboard sketches and using kind of this parallel line to make it look pretty accurate. Can you help with finished attic space that needs the roof supports? Joyce re-engineered. Absolutely. We do that all the time. What has to be done to the foundation footings in a modular home? So it depends on the way that the house was set originally. So with a modular home, a lot of times they're actually set on runners that are underneath the steel beams that are holding the house. Whereas with a stick built, the foundation's proud to the exterior. So it really we just have to look at it. And it may be able to work, it may not, but we can definitely tell you and give you that answer pretty clearly over a phone call. If you go to the link in the bio, we'd be more than able to set up a time to chat with you about it.
I love these modular questions, man. These are freaking sweet.
Yeah, no, this is great. I thought this would be a good time to come on here. I'm like, everybody's just kind of hanging out.
Yeah, evening times are always the best, especially even Sunday nights because everyone's great.
Hey, Dopamine Designer, how you doing?
Woohoo!
What's going on? That's Natalia, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm thinking with this one, we're actually going to do a little front porch across the front. I'm going to add some zhuzh to it. A little bit of character.
How did
your move go, Natalia? Did you get moved? I saw where you were washing some carpets or something. They looked like it was satisfying to get all the dirt out. But I hate moving. Yes, do it. Recommend it to her. Keep recommending away. I love it. Thank you so much for liking the movement. Well, good, great. The last time I did a move, I was like, if I don't have to do this again, that'd be okay. I don't love moving. So I take a conventional frame. So I take it you're going to conventional frame the roof. It is kind of like conventional frame. So we basically frame it backwards from what it's typically done, in that we build the shell, the whole exterior shell, before we take the old roof off. And that keeps the house from...
Yeah,
That
what's your
is a
fancy
troll.
wise? Stop. You're not supposed to read it out loud.
What's that?
You're not supposed to read that part out loud.
Oh.
I don't know.
Bro, I love you. I'm so dense. Anyway, so what was I saying? Yeah, I can't even remember what I was talking about. So what's your sister's house look like? Natalia, what stage of the convincing are you in with her? Because we want to help convince her. And we are very convincing. So tell her it's time. It's time to do it. It's time to call the guys.
Oh, she said it's a single story.
Yeah. Did you move into it? I know you were moving into a place kind of temporarily until everybody got all of their stuff
they need more space for
in
the
order.
kids, she's saying.
Maybe one day you can do it too. So, yeah, we're designing a second story on this home, and this home is in Alabama, and it will be, the way that we're going to do this one is actually like a shell out. So the homeowner is fairly handy, and he wants to build out the interior himself. And so we'll be doing the shell for this one, giving him the bones to be able to come back and infill the interior. And so basically we're giving him you're gonna have a soffit over the carport. So this is actually kind of poking out. It looks like it's not got a soffit, but it's sticking out. It just happens to be lining up.
You hear me?
What's that?
I said of all things to point out.
No, I mean, it's a fine detail.
But no, man, dude, I'm telling you, here they come.
I need my room in a split level. We turned a 3-bedroom, 1-bath into a 6-bedroom, 2-bath without adding on.
Oh, cool.
Wow. That's crazy. So
Big one.
my angles of depth are off. Yeah, they are a little bit. But, it's a whiteboard sketch. And we're not going to build it. Yeah.
I swear, the sometimes the comments are just like the most entertaining. You're like, yeah, thanks, genius. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's fine.
Oh, guys, for those who are seeing this on the other platforms, guys, we have some troll comments happening over on TikTok. It's no big deal. We're just having a good time, just laughing at them.
Well, I mean, it's fine. Feedback is feedback. And I think also the way that this thing looks on the screen is a little bit off too. But let's get more light on the gable ends. I can't tell what that means. Sabus, what does that mean? Mr. Bigelow, you should go live and show us what you can do. Will new second floor joist be needed? Yes. So we do a new floor system that kind of is above the, more glass. Yeah. That could look good. We do new, yeah. So we install a new floor system above the existing ceiling. So we don't, there's basically an air gap between the two. So you don't have to touch any of the existing infrastructure. Windows or more character. Yeah. How long does the process take on average? So the design part, Natalia, it ranges. It's a pretty broad range, but it'll range from, 2 months to 5 months, depending on the client. Really, I mean, we can get to a design pretty quick, but clients oftentimes go back and forth and they have to see things 13 different ways. But does the back wall of the covered entryway go to a 24-inch deep garage? 24-inch. Does the back wall of the covered entryway go to 24? I don't know what that means. I work for Truss Joist. Do you spec? We absolutely spec. I spec all day long. Send me your information and we can chat. I don't know what Chester Copperpot. Oh, Chester Copperpot. That was such a good movie. Did you get that reference? That's from the Goonies. Chester Copperpot. Chester Copperpot. That was one of my favorites when I was a kid. Very nostalgia. I think pulled that line down. That's what's messing us up a little bit. Okay. What's behind the back wall covered entryway? So this is a little carport that's on here. I'm thinking we might suggest that we wind up doing it's a garage and we might close it in. I don't know yet. I don't know how many of you do this kind of live stuff. You realize you do these little weird like vocal tics. It drives me crazy when I listen back to myself. I have this thing where I hold my breath in between things that I say and I'll go, I'm like, why do I keep doing that? It's driving me insane.
It's like a muffler sputtering.
Oh, it's so annoying. I'm so annoying.
Oh man, that's all good, dude. I say too much,
Well, is normal, but the little grunts, I'm like, what am I grunting at?
Hey, I make old man noises when I sit up.
I just don't know that I'm holding my breath is what it is. I'll be like, oh yeah, I haven't taken a breath in a while. I should breathe. That's a good thing to do. If you're into that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's important a little bit. It does have value.
There's some value to it. Yeah. Okay. So back to what it is we do and why we do it. Again, my name is Ben Strout. Why should you care what I have to say or what I'm drawing or what we are doing? I happen to be an architect and a contractor and a home builder and GC, and started my life as a carpenter. And really at the heart and soul of who I am, I'm an inventor. And so we invented a way to add a second story on your home without you having to move out. And that's what you're watching me do right now. These are just some sketches. This is not at all to scale, really. Not at all. I mean, it's kind of to scale. This is not really, true to form of what this is going to be. This is really for me to have fun talking.
Ants?
What's that?
What is this? A center for ants?
Center for ants. This is 100% a center for ants. Yeah, we couldn't fit more than 1 or 2 kids in there total. But so yeah, we
Sideways.
invented a way to add a second story on your home while you live there without displacing you, without displacing your family. And maybe this isn't for you. Maybe you don't need a second story on your home. But I bet you probably know somebody who does. And I bet you probably would be their hero if you called them and said, "Hey, you know how you guys are on top of each other and you probably are going to murder one of your children?" Oh, I can't say that. Probably going to, yes, exactly. Sister Ceiling Joist. That's exactly what we do. Well, no, so we will sometimes sister to trusses, but ceiling joists usually no. So we sit up above the ceiling joist so that we don't touch any of the existing infrastructure and not have to mess with it. Otherwise, you lose a lot of the actual. That's the trick. That's the question. Chester Copperpot's hitting on something big. That's the trick. So, little backstory, Chester. We did it the wrong way the first time. So in 2012, so what feels like another lifetime ago, we took the roof off of a house, tried to frame back as fast as possible, and lost everything on the main level of the house. We wound up it probably cost us right about $100,000 to fix the mess up. And that's, $2012. So that was all the money that I had at the time and then some. And we did get reimbursed from insurance eventually, but it was very much eventually, and it was not enough to have saved our company. So we wound up having to basically do all of that out of pocket, and it sucked. And I would never recommend that. Yeah, exactly. This mama needs space. I'm telling you. Okay, so we've done some really cool designs around split level designs. I've got a couple in my pocket. I've drawn them a couple times. No one has moved forward with one yet. So you could be our first. So go into the link in the bio and sign up for a free consultation. We'd love to talk to you about your house. Okay, so in 2012, we took the roof off of the house, lost everything in the house. That was awful. I said I'd never do it again. And then somebody asked me, "Hey, would you do it again?" I was like, "Nah, I don't want to. But if I was going to, how would I do it?" And so in that failure was kind of the seed of everything we're doing now, which is we have a way to build the entire shell first. So we build the shell of the second story over the existing roof before we remove the existing roof. So there's never a day when your house doesn't have a roof on it, because that's the trick. And we found that there's a bunch of other really cool efficiencies involved when you do it that way, because one of the couple comments that have come across tonight already that are really telling. The goal when you're typically doing a second story addition is people have in their mind that they're going to save something if they either sister to the side of their existing ceiling joists or just try to beef them up and use them as the floor system for the new second story. It is a fool's errand to try to do that. And by just accepting the fact, more people here than just you. I don't know what that means. Yeah, buddy.
I have no idea either. You're good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
By accepting the fact that that you're going to have to add a new floor system in there. Thanks, man. Thanks, Kurt. I appreciate it. So yeah, we're just doing a whiteboard sketch. The way that I'm doing it to make it feel somewhat real is, I had an image that I had cast up here that was underneath this, and then I put these string lines on here to get the angles correct, and then I use the string lines to set my lines and get a good, true, parallel perspective drawing. So that's how I do it. I've seen other people do it. Actually, this isn't really, I'm not original here at all. There's another guy that does this with like strings, and he's in somewhere in South America. Guy, he does some really cool drawings. I would love to spend a little time learning from him direct. I just watch him sometimes. I'm like, oh, that's a cool way to do that. So I was like, I'm going to try it my own way. Needs a bigger front porch. Yeah, we're actually doing that right now. So this is going to go all the way across here. It's just going to be like a stoop kind of front porch. But yeah, this house, I get really, I go off on all these tangents because people ask questions, and I'm like, oh, did I finish talking about that? No, I didn't really finish talking about that. So this house is in a really cute neighborhood, and it's one of the smaller houses in the neighborhood. It's like a 900 square foot house. It's got houses in the neighborhood that go for $1 million plus. Need to add extra features: covered porches, car porches, into eaves. Yeah. Yeah, I'm working on that. We're gonna. Yeah, one step at a time. So yeah, the trick with that, and it's kind of like the old adage, buy the worst house in the best neighborhood, and that's what this guy has got. Right now he's sitting on a great little spot. And the neat thing is, the houses in the neighborhood when you can buy a house in the same neighborhood for $1 million, this house has a lot of room to be able to add space and not outdo the market. And so that's what I, kind of advise people on when they're thinking about doing this kind of stuff. Is like, does your home carry the final value that it needs to be able to warrant doing this kind of work? And if it does, it makes it really easy to have the conversation with the bank, really easy to have the conversation with your husband, your wife. That inside corner needs a valley. You talking about right here? So this roof plane is coming across. There's a little swoopy roof that's coming out. Maybe it's not making sense. So this still needs a hip out to here. The hips and the valleys are the trickiest for me on these, because it's not a great way to get them accurate. If that makes any sense. But I really appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me tonight. I can't believe how many people have been here. They don't line up. Looks good on. Yeah. That might not be right. Maybe it needs to go up a little bit higher, you think? It's hard to tell these pitch, again, like when you have two like abstract pitches coming together. So this is like a lower pitch roof here. This is probably like a 12 on 12. This is probably a 14 and 12. But again, we're just kind of riffing here. Does that look better? Does that help? Carport is the 1960s. No, back to where it was. Yeah, I felt like it was kind of, maybe it needs to go more like vertical. I think it should be somewhere in there emotionally. Again, I have a hard time. No, that ain't it. It's probably right there. That's actually one of the things that I love about doing these whiteboard sketches is that you can edit them so easily with just your finger. You just like, soup. I think that registers correctly to me for some reason. I don't know. It's pretty close. Thank you so much. I can't unsee this now. The left bridge should be closer to horizontal. It's hard. It's hard to do, isn't it? Oh man. Find a salesperson, and you'll have a lot of. I've got a great salesman. He's going to be awesome. He's doing great. I'm seeing the gable and line in this line now, and it doesn't seem right. Yeah. I mean, for what I'm trying to do, it's going to get the point across. I'm going to do some studying and figure out how to do this more accurately, where those things align with each other. There's got to be a way to do it. I just don't know how to do it, and that's okay. We all have room to grow. But yeah, again, so my name is Ben. I'm an architect. I am a carpenter. I started as a carpenter, and we haven't invented a way to add a second story on your home without you having to move out. And I love it. And I love that I get to help people that need more space, busting at the seams, and they don't have a good way to do it. So there's so many people that, would add more space or would be in a bigger house, find a better place to live, except it's just either too expensive to move or they can't move because of this process can be so transformative for a lot of people. We really want to help as many people with it as possible. And so if you know somebody, you could tell them about what we're doing and really potentially help somebody dramatically be able to add the space that they need to their home while they live there. And we can help them visualize it. This sketch is really kind of one of the first steps in the process. And we wind up doing these types of sketches so that we can communicate with the drafting team about, yes. So the base of the house, basically, like if you draw a line right there, all of this is existing. And so everything we're doing on the top is the new stuff. And we're going to do this little porch on the front as well. So yeah, this is a cute little house. It's about a 900 square foot house, and we'll be adding more than the square footage of the house on top of it. So we'll wind up basically more than doubling this house when it's done. And then what's really cool is that because of where it is and because of the neighborhood where it is, like the appraisal on this type of work is above the cost of the construction, which is a very rare. No. This is an existing carport. I wouldn't do it. No, I don't do carports. So your company does all the things start to finish. No contract. We have contractors all over the place. Obviously the convenience of this nuts, but how much it honestly, so the cost of construction on what we're doing is right around the same cost as you'd pay for new construction in your market. So it's going to vary dramatically. It's like we're looking at some in the Bay Area, and that's very expensive. Looking at one in Pebble Beach, also very expensive. But we're looking at some in Southern Alabama that are like, oh, that's not that bad. It's like new construction in Lower Alabama is not that bad. So it really depends on cost of materials, cost of labor, all of the different things that go into the actual cost of construction. Yes, exactly. So, Mr. Concierge, yeah, Colorado, we're always looking to make sure that the appraisal comes up better than the cost of the construction if it's possible. Now, we do have some clients that move forward even when we say yes, at another story, Sandcastle University. Hey-o. We do have some clients that move forward even after we say, eyes wide open, your neighborhood, the houses are selling for $120 a square foot. That's going to be hard to get the cost of construction down to where it needs to be to make it make exact sense. But, if it's sort of the forever home and they want to do it with cash, they know that this is where they want to be forever, then it may still very well make sense for them to do it. So I'm probably going to call it here in a second, just because that's a good version, and I can communicate that to the design team, and I'm going to do it. I'll do another version tomorrow, and maybe built into a bungalow. What are we looking at? Where's your house, Jacob? Mind divulging that live? Are you in an expensive area? So that's exactly what we're talking about here. This house is a 900 square foot house, and we're actually going to wind up putting back about right at 1,000, about 1,100 square feet when we're all done. Well, I deal with portfolios in Detroit. So Detroit is kind of weird because there's some areas where the cost of construction and things can work out. It's a little bit of an upside down market right now. Just there's not a lot of great labor up there from what I've tried to price some stuff out there and turn them into a bungalow will get me much in return. I wouldn't probably push in that market as much, honestly, but we can. I definitely have the conversation.
Okay.
What's that?
Have him email me because I want to flush out what he thinks is possible compared to what can be like asset wise. He said he already works there, so he's already got a working model. So I want to just flesh out what he's doing currently to what he wants to do. So just have him email me on that on the comment.
Yeah, if you can, just pop into the DMs or go on to go to the link in the bio and. Whoa! All right, that's awesome, man. They closed 33 units on Friday. So we've got a bunch of different ways to help your process, not just the Another Story system. The Another Story system is great. I don't know if you're doing like wholesale or what you're doing, but we also have a modular system that we're working with that be able to kind of like maximize dirt value if you're just doing ground up stuff as well. So. Again, my name is Ben Strout. I am an architect, contractor, home builder, and we have invented a way to add a second story on your home without you having to move out. And we'd love to do this for you. We'd love to do it for your family. And if you need more space, we can probably help you. And in my opinion, obviously I'm biased. It's my baby, but it's the easiest and best way to add space to your home without having to displace yourself from your home. So give it a look, go check it out. Thank you 1,000 times for hanging out with me tonight. Did a little sketch. do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight. Yeah, I do appreciate it. And we'll catch you on the flip side of it. Thank you, guys.